Invader Kindle, back again to share with you some of the updates I've made to the design, and not just the design but the model of the design. Some things have changed as I've played with the hardware and seen what it's capable and limited by, so we are going to take a quick look at just the fundamental design overhauls that I've done. So here's the quick video I made. I actually do have some market interest in this thing, so trying to give some ideas of how it's going to look as a finished product, hopefully. And of course, if you've been watching the videos, you know that I've decided to kind of go with a forward angle on this. And I mean, if you look, it actually has a nice, you got your keyboard, then you got your monitor. That's just a nice flow right there, just a nice access to you. Just a place for your whole attention to be cupped into. Now that was necessitated by the cords. They're going to stick out a lot. If you've ever done XLR and TRS cables, you know that hopefully the good ones don't have a lot of flex in them, because they're supposed to be really strong and last a long time and survive being thrown in and out of trucks and stepped on and rolled over by other equipment. So they're usually really thick, which means they stick out a lot. So the idea of putting this whole plug situation on the back is gone. But it also made it advantageous that you're going to have a lot easier access to your knobs. It was fun. The model that I did for the mixer, because you can see it's an actual model now, built it just off a reference picture and a couple of pictures I took of the thing I had myself, and then when I laid the texture over it, which is literally just a screen cap from the PDF, it actually gave me the splines on the sides of the knobs. That was pretty ridiculous to me. Anyway, so there's that. The only other external design change is a lip at the top of the monitor there, and that's just so there's not a gap when you close it up. There's just not a hole there. That would just be kind of ugly. And you want to prevent dust and critters from getting in there, so with it open, it might actually end up being handy for providing shade and such too. So okay, so inside I've actually modeled the power supply, the motherboard and its components, and one of the internal fans, so that I could just get a really good idea of where everything's going to sit. And everything looks like it's fitting absolutely excellently. So yeah, I've got the fan, power supply, motherboard, and even the power supply doesn't have to be chopped up. It can sit where it is and stay whole, and that's going to be really advantageous, I think, overall. I mean, a couple years down the road, as this thing gets a little tired, you might want to upgrade parts, and literally the only thing that is going to be mangled and torn asunder is the case. And the case is, the cheapest and easiest thing to replace on the computer, generally. So, that's nothing. Everything else is going to stay actually whole and will be removable and reusable in other situations, or to rebuild into a different iteration of itself. So that's about it. The idea, as far as the monitor being in the way of the cables, I did also have the idea of just turning these brackets into slotted brackets with wing nuts, so that you could just loosen them and raise and lower the monitor as you see fit. So you could just pop that up a couple of inches. You can even stuff your cables in there if you wanted to really keep them up out of the way, and then plug them in there. You just have your cables off to the side, no problem. So yeah, that's kind of the fundamental rethought on how this thing's going to go together, but still be a nice compact unit. In fact, it's going to be even more compact than it was before, because I had all this housing and walls set up before. So more compact, more capable, even better than before, and still revertible to a previous situation. You can just take this mixer out whole, replace it with something else if you want a more badass mixer. As long as it's roughly the same size, throw it in. So yeah, that's the design for now. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll catch you guys next time.